Hello, everyone. Welcome to Happy English Practice.
Welcome to our English listening practice. Clean the room. Anna woke up early. The sun was shining brightly through her window, casting long, cheerful rays across her room. Outside, the birds were singing a happy tune, and she could hear the gentle rustle of leaves in the morning breeze. It felt like a perfect day for something special. But as Anna stretched and yawned, her eyes slowly opened and scanned her surroundings. Her room was definitely not shining. In fact, it was the exact opposite. It was messy. Very, very messy. Oh no, Anna sighed, a little moan escaping her lips. She sat up in her bed, her feet dangling just above the floor, and looked around with a sense of mild despair. Clothes, it seemed, had decided to stage a protest on the floor. There was her favorite red shirt, which she had worn yesterday, now crumpled near her desk. Her blue jeans were tossed carelessly over a toy car, and a pretty yellow dress lay in a heap by the door. Her bed was not made at all. The blanket was tangled in half on the floor, and her soft pillow was nowhere to be seen. Actually, it was under the bed, hiding from the lead chair. Her chair, meant for sitting, was now a temporary home for a stack of books. And toys? Oh, they were everywhere. A fluffy teddy bear lay peacefully next to her shoes, as if they were old friends. Her beautiful doll, with its long brown hair, was perched precariously on her desk, surrounded by a chaotic array of pencils, pens, crayons, and scattered papers. It looked like a tiny art explosion had just happened. Anna took a deep breath. She knew she needed to clean her room. Her mom always told her with a kind smile, "Anna, a clean room is a happy room." And Anna truly wanted a happy room. More than that, she desperately wanted to find her favorite toy, her little green car. It was a special car, a gift from her grandpa, and she hadn't seen it since yesterday afternoon. She couldn't see it anywhere in the current mess. It was probably buried under a pile of clothes or books, just waiting to be discovered. First, Anna decided to tackle the most obvious problem, her bed. It was the largest item in the room, and making would make a big difference. She got out of bed and walked to the foot of it. She pulled the blanket onto the bed, smoothing out the wrinkles with her hands. It was a soft, warm blanket with little stars on it. Then she reached under the bed and found her pillow. She fluffed it up and put the pillow at the top of the bed, right where her head rested. Now her bed looked much better. It was flat and neat, like a perfect rectangle. The stars on the blanket seemed to sparkle more brightly. Good, she thought, nodding to herself. One thing done. This small victory gave her a burst of motivation. The room still looked messy, but one corner at least was tidy. Next, Anna looked at the clothes on the floor. There were so many. She carefully inspected each item. "These are dirty," she announced to herself, picking up her red shirt. It smelled a little like playing outside. She walked to the corner of her room where her laundry basket stood. The laundry basket was big and white, made of sturdy plastic. She dropped the red shirt inside. Then she bent down and picked up the blue jeans. They were her comfortable jeans, perfect for running and jumping. Into the laundry basket they went. Finally, she found her yellow dress. It was a prettiest with flowers on it, but it also needed a wash. She added it to the growing pile in the basket. Slowly but surely, the floor near her bed was a little cleaner. The bare wooden floorboards peeked through where clothes once lay. It felt good to see more of the floor. Then Anna moved to her desk. This was a big challenge. Her desk was full of things, a jumble of creativity and unfinished projects. There were pencils of all colors, pens that sometimes didn't work, crayons with broken tips, and lots of paper with doodles and half-written stories. Her doll was also there, looking a bit lonely amidst the mess. Anna started with the writing tools. She picked up the pencils, gathering them into a neat bunch. She opened her pencil case, which was a lovely pink color with a zipper. She carefully put them in her pencil case. She did the same with the pens and crayons, making sure they were all together. Now the pencil case was full and happy. Next were the papers. Anna carefully stacked the papers neatly. Some were blank, some had drawings, and some had letters she had practiced writing. She found her blue folder and put them in a folder, making a tidy stack. Her desk looked much tidier now. It wasn't perfect yet, but it was a vast improvement. She gently put her doll on her chair, giving her a comfortable place to sit and watch the rest of the cleaning process. Now, the books, Anna said, feeling a sense of accomplishment building. She loved to read, and she had many books. Some were still on her chair from last night's reading session. Some had fallen on the floor, and a few were piled on her nightstand beside her bed. She started by picking up a big book about animals. It had colorful pictures of lions, elephants, and monkeys. She walked over to her bookshelf. Her bookshelf was brown and sturdy with 3 shelves. She carefully put the animal book on her bookshelf. Then she picked up a small book about a cat, a funny story about a mischievous feline. She put it on the bookshelf too. One by one, Anna gathered all her books. She made sure they were standing upright and had their spines facing outwards so she could easily see the titles. She put all her books back in their places. Now her bookshelf was full of colorful books, looking like a mini library. It made her happy to see them so organized. Toys are next. Toys are next, Anna exclaimed, her voice filled with newfound energetic. The room was really starting to transform. She saw her fluffy teddy bear on the floor. She picked it up and gave it a big, warm, hugged it. Then she put it on her bed, right against the pillow. It looked cute there, as if it was waiting for a story. She then noticed her building blocks. They were scattered everywhere. Red, blue, green, and yellow blocks of different sizes. This was a fun but messy toy. She got her toy box. Her toy box was big and had a lid, and it sat quietly in a corner. She meticulously put them in her toy box one by one. She also found her other small toys, little plastic animals, tiny cars, and some puzzle pieces, and put them inside too. As she was cleaning, specifically when she moved a big book that had been lying flat on the floor, something shiny caught her eye. And what did she see? Her little green car. "Here it is," she shouted happily, her eyes widening in surprise and delight. She immediately picked up her green car. It truly was her favorite toy. She felt so happy to find it, a warm wave of joy washing over her. She carefully put it on her desk, a place of honor, ready to play with later. She couldn't wait to race it across the floor once her room was completely done. Anna took a step back and looked around her room. It was looking so much better. The floor was almost clear, with just a few dust bunnies hiding. Her bed was made perfectly. Her desk was neat and tidy. Her books were on the shelf, lined up like good soldiers. Her toys were in the box, patiently waiting for playtime. But wait, there was still something under her bed. She had forgotten about it. It was a dusty old box, tucked away in the shadows. Anna carefully pulled it out. It was covered in a thin layer of dust. She opened the lid. Inside were some old drawings she had made when she was very little and a few small, forgotten toys that she hadn't played with in ages. She smiled at the memories. She decided to keep the drawings in the box. They were precious. As for the small toys, she put them in her toy box too, giving them a new home. Finally, it was time for the sparkling finish. Anna took a cloth. It was a soft white cloth, perfect for wiping surfaces. She gently wiped her desk, removing any remaining dust. She wiped her nightstand, making its surface gleam. Then she wiped her bookshelf, carefully cleaning between the books. There was some dust here and there, but now everything was clean and shiny. The room smelled fresher, too. Anna stood in the middle of her room, her hands on her hips, taking in the transformation. She looked around once more, a wide smile spreading across her face. Her room was clean. It was neat. It was tidy. And most importantly, it was happy. The sun was still shining through her window, making the room feel bright and inviting. Her teddy bear was on her bed, looking cozy. Her green car was on her desk, ready for adventure. Wow, Anna said aloud, her voice filled with satisfaction. My room looks great. She felt proud of her hard work. Cleaning was hard work, much harder than playing, but it felt good, really good. She now knew that she could now play in her room without tripping over things. She could read her books comfortably on her neat bed, and she could draw pictures at her clean desk without having to clear a space first. Just then, her mom came to the door. Anna, what are you doing? She asked, her voice gentle. She looked into the room, and her eyes opened wide in surprise. Anna, your room! It's so clean, she exclaimed, her voice full of admiration. Anna smiled even wider. Yes, Mom, I cleaned it all by myself. Her mom hugged her tightly. That's wonderful, dear. You did a great job. Anna felt even happier. She had learned something truly important today. When she cleaned her room, she not only made her room happy, but she made herself happy too. And now she knew where everything was. She wouldn't lose her favorite green car again, at least not for a while. She looked forward to a fun afternoon in her perfectly clean and happy room. Let me know if you'd like it formatted as a PDF, printable worksheet, audio script, or something else.